Welcome, everyone. I'm best-selling author and serial entrepreneur Walter Bergeron, and in 2012, I used many of the exact steps I'm about to reveal to you now to sell one of my companies for $10 million. For over 2 decades, I've actually started from scratch, then built or bought, and then sold multiple companies, and I've made millions of dollars doing it. So I know that everything that you're about to experience in this video series works. And every piece of it is vitally important to get you to the $10 million sales level if that's what you desire. Now, I certainly can't promise that you can do this because every circumstance is different, every business is different, and every entrepreneur is different. But if you apply these proven principles, you'll be much more advanced along your journey to live a lifestyle of financial liberation. Sitting where you are today, this may not seem like a very likely scenario that your business could possibly be positioned to be sold for 8 figures, but I assure you that it can be done by anyone that's truly focused and driven to achieve. Now, I certainly won't lie to you and tell you that'll be easy or that you'll be able to sit back and let someone else take the reins and do this for you. That's not the case here. But with persistence and focus, you can do this for yourself if you're a driven entrepreneur that wants to achieve a lifestyle of freedom that can only be attained by selling your business at this level. There's a lot of work to be done. I should know. I did it all myself. And for the record, I'm not an academic theorist on business. I don't sit at a desk and spout off my opinions about the theoretical operation, growth, and sale of a business just by reading and studying about it. I've always used my own money, my own skills, and my own knowledge and experience to start and grow my companies. I've made a lot of mistakes during the past 20 years, and I'm really excited for you right now because you get to learn from my mistakes and take the shortcuts that can only be seen from someone like me that's reached the destination that you so vehemently want to reach. I've seen a lot of ideas and methods to build each of my companies. I've experimented and used most of them, and I've even experienced a handful of them that actually worked. I'm telling you all this for one single purpose, so you know that this report is grounded in real life business experience that includes both successes as well as failures. These were acquired over decades of in-the-trenches work, and very little of it came easy. Now, before we get into any of this, I want to let you know that none of what I'm about to reveal to you should be considered advice on investing or legal advice. This is all just food for thought, and you should never, and I mean never, do any of this without the help of a properly qualified team of professionals consisting of, at a minimum, an experienced attorney and a CPA. These steps are used as possible strategies to propose to that team of professionals, and then you as the business owner decide which path is best for you to take. You know, I've sold a number of businesses over the years, and there were many places that I know I could have improved on during those sales transactions. The last one was the biggest sale of them all, and that sale allowed me to go into a bit of retirement and to not have to worry about my financial future any longer. But I made mistakes there too. Now let me share a quick story with you. I'm a big fan of the History Channel show called Pawn Stars. Now, if you're not familiar with the show, it's about a family-run pawn shop, and people come in and they mostly sell their stuff to the pawn shop. It's kept interesting by one of the family members named Rick Harrison. And as an aside, he's got a great book about his pawn shop called License to Pawn. It's a great book. It's a really interesting story about he and his dad, how they got into the business and built it up. And so anyway, I've seen this happen on numerous occasions on the show, that someone will come into the pawn shop with some kind of an antique gun, for instance, and typically I notice it's an elderly old lady. And she'll come in, and Rick usually asks her the first question, which is, how much do you want for it? Now, in most cases, the customer wants way too much for it, and Rick talks them down and gives them a realistic value for what they've got. But on occasion, and as I mentioned, I typically notice it's this little old lady. Well, she wants way too little. She thinks it's worth like $500, and Rick can tell at a glance that she's got some genuine heirloom, and it's worth many, many thousands of dollars. But, and this is what I love about Rick, and is that he's basically an honest guy. Now, I don't know if it's just because she's a frail little old lady or why it is, but Rick will tell her it's worth way more than what she wants, and he'll give her more than she asked for it. And this is probably one of the perks to being an old lady, because people are generally genuine and honest with you. Now, to the contrary of that, I've seen other pawn store owners come in and know exactly what they have and exactly what it's worth, and they will tell Rick almost down to the penny how much they want for it. But then they'll also tell Rick things like, you have the perfect clients to buy this from me, and here's how much profit you're going to make, and here's how long it's going to take you to make that profit. And on more than one occasion, I've seen Rick give them exactly how much they asked for. No haggling, no bargaining, just shake hands and go and do the paperwork. Now, what I want to say is that when it comes time to sell your business, you cannot be that little old lady, because Rick Harrison is not going to be buying your business. And I can guarantee you that 99.999% of the time, the guy sitting across the negotiating table that wants to buy your company is not going to tell you it's worth more than you're asking for. He's going to haggle with you no matter how much you ask for it. You need to be like the other pawn shop owner and tell the buyer exactly what they're going to get, exactly how much profit they're going to make, and how long it's going to take them to make it. And then, and only then, are you going to be able to get the top dollar value for your business. You see, the value of your business is just as much based on the physical assets as it is based on the vision of how the company is going to profit the new buyer. And that vision can be shown to the buyer by you, or you rely on the buyer to visualize it on his own. Now, which choice do you want to choose? Do you want to rely on the buyer to see all the possibilities? Or don't you think it would be better if you, based on all your years of experience with your business, can show the buyer in great detail all the possibilities? Now, the way you know how to do this is, for the first thing, it would be extremely helpful if you have been a buyer first, and you know what's happening on both sides of the negotiation table. And secondly, you better know exactly what you've got to offer and why the buyer is interested in buying it, so you can position yourself and show off the most important reasons why they should buy your company. This is really about marketing your business properly for that sale. You should know who your buyer is. You should know what their frustrations are. You should be able to picture who this person and company is that's going to buy your company down to the very, very minute details.